welcome back to the Dreamhack Call of Duty Swedish Championship, brought to you live from the Monster Energy Dreamhack studios here in Stockholm of Sweden. And this grand final is just around the corner. Two teams have battled it out all day to get here, and what an incredible competition it's actually been. But before we start talking about that, don't miss out if you want to win some codes yourself for the DLC Havoc and Ascendance DLC 1 and 2 for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. If you want to win at home, hashtag DHCard, follow at Dreamhack and tell us, why do you want the DLC? And you have yourself a chance of winning them. Not only that, but there will be more codes flashing up on screen during this final broadcast, so keep an eye out and keep your fingers ready to input those codes. Well, joining me here once again in the studio, I have two lovely VP brothers, the casters for this evening. Well, Momo, how are you two?
Really, really good. What a great two semi-finals we've seen so far today as well. A big 3-0 sweep there just by Barage, and quite a much closer 3-1 victory by Orbit.
Yeah, I mean, we came into this thinking, you know, Orbit, you know, the favourites to win this, but Barage, what a team have shown up today. Me and Rel said it previously through the whole tournament. They've come through the Open, come through the pools. They're here in the grand final, potentially to take this away from Orbit.
Yeah, they certainly could. Well, let's talk about this big final. It's a big game, right? I'm actually a little bit confused about who I think's going to win. So, first of all, let's say any favourites, players or teams throughout these two lineups. Just very quickly, go. I'm
going to say Barage, Quicker, Solid, Orbit, Anti, Robs.
I'm going to say Barage, Solid, and for Orbit, I'm going to go with Nixon.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's talk about these two squads then. Let's talk about Orbit first of all, as they're on the left-hand side. And you know what? Very impressive start. We barely certain they will be in the final here. You see a replay actually from them earlier in the day. That's Nixon going to be on this squad as well. Guys, what do you think about the Orbit team coming into this final?
Orbit obviously looking very, very strong. The only thing that I would say is Orbit needs to change something in their search and destroy. You can see here on the replay, you know, they didn't have the best search and destroy, but the hardpoint is looking good. The uplink's looking good. Everything about their respawn is looking good, but the search and destroy, they need to change that. But I've got to say, Anti, leader of this team, needs to get his team together. All Swedes, the communication will be on point, the chemistry's there, the Swede, the experience. Nixon, obviously, he's played at the top level. I'm expecting good things from this Orbit lineup.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Anti dropping huge figures when it came to slaying. A really strong slayer in-game, probably the most experienced internationally, playing against some of the best competition. And we know in a Call of Duty World Championship, placing top 12 as well. So definitely a key figure for me for Orbit.
Well, as you can see on your screen, there is the Orbit squad getting ready to go into this first game. And you see the individual players there as well. Like I said, favourites for this, right? I mean, for me, they were one of the teams we expected to see this come far through. They're an internationally recognised squad.
Yeah. Well, and this is it. We can see
that's Robs.
It's actually Robs that's on the screen there. But Robs, sometimes I feel, is somewhat underrated within this Orbit lineup. A lot of the attention does go to some of the other players. Nixon due to his experience, Anti due to his performances so far. But it's almost like Robs is the glue of the team. Without him, it wouldn't be the same team at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Same goes for Desui as well. He's played at the top level of Swedish competitive Call of Duty for a long time. However, you know, with the experience around him and the communication all being Swedish as well, it gives them a, you know, that little bit extra kind of advantage on the guys from Barage. Desui doing some dirty work as well, but Nixon has had some obviously great successes in Call of Duty as well. He's been with this, you know, the amount of the plays around him for quite a while, so the chemistry is there for them. All they need to do is take what they do online and put it onto line.
I think Nixon's really wants it. I mean, he's had we've kind of been ribbing him a little bit about failing at certain key points in his career.
Yeah, and you know,
apologies to me.
I was going to say one of those being when he teamed with Momo. Nobody wants us to have to go through that. But
anyway, moving swiftly on, Anti, I've got to say, you know, as a captain, I would say, you know, a fan favourite as well for the guys on Orbit. Represents a lot of, you know, organisations over Sweden and past Call of Duty. But what a player! You know, 47 kills he had in that hard point.
Yeah, and he's so confident as well. You know, when he was up here doing the interview for his semi-final game, he was confident it would be a 3-0 victory. And even though it was far from that in the end, he's going into this grand final believing that it's going to be an easy win for them.
Yeah, he most certainly is, but they have a tough competition as well. It's Barage. Let's take a look at this squad. Let's say we just saw them play in the last semi-final. One of their main players here, Quicker than you. Guys, take me through. What do you think of Barage?
I've got to say, Quicker, yeah, absolutely awesome slayer, but he's coming up against people like Anti. Now, if he's going to be able to do the same, I'm not too sure, but Quicker, he's just kind of changed his ability to play and changed his role a little bit and really excelled in what he's doing. And maybe this is a role he'll find himself in than next teams.
What do you think are the main strengths of this Infused squad? I mean, for me, they didn't really have that much of a weakness, so I could only really think of maybe the language barrier and the lack of playtime together. But, you know, it's tougher competition now. Tell me about the strengths you've seen.
Well, for me, it's certainly in the slaying department. I mean, we're seeing this replay from Quicker here, and we're seeing him go off and single-handedly dominate this green hardpoint area. But when you actually look at his teammates that are playing alongside him, the Swedish teammates, Solid has been the standout player for me on this team, and that's a big statement to make considering Quicker's performances, doing massive work, huge important kills when it matters the most. Kappa, such an in-game vocal leader, the hype man, bringing it to the table for his team. And then we've got Burnsy, and Momo touched on this earlier. Burnsy and Solid actually competing alongside some of the now Orbit members. There's a grudge match there as well.
I mean, I'm just going to quickly run through it just so the guys at home know about this. So you've got Orbit, who was Nixon. Nixon was, you know, in this team. They've recently picked up a couple, but they dropped Burnsy and Solid only maybe a week ago. Now, for Burnsy and Solid, you know, to be dropped from this Orbit team, potentially the best Swedish team, you know, they're in the grand final with the potential to take this back and to, you know, to take the title of the best Swedish team.
Well, we're just running through some of some of Barage now, and there is Burnsy, who we were just talking about. Did you see Kappa on the screen as well?
Death stare there.
Oh, the death stares coming in here from Barage. You know, they're ready for this game. He's nodding his head in approval. And we've had a couple of interviews from Quicker now. Really a star player, I would say, for this team. All of these competitors of Swedish origin, but Quicker traveling a long way. Probably wants this more than anyone. It's the first opportunity he's had to win.
14 hours to get here, right? Yeah. That's you've got to want to kind of pay off.
From the deep dark depths of Scotland, he's come all the way to Sweden to be in the grand final. And what a performance he's had, but nothing to take away. I've got to agree with Rel. Solid has put in a great performance.
Okay, let's talk about a few of the points. Hard point here. How do you think that's actually going to go down? Because I mean, taking from the two semi-finals here, Orbit wasn't that far away. It was quite close. Different story for Barage, though. They really dominated.
That's true, but one thing I would say, I feel like Granados were a stronger team than the Barbarenas, who Barage played against. So when these teams have played each other, it's not quite representative of how well they'll play against each other. So when Orbit and Barage go head-to-head, it's really going to be difficult to call. I don't know how you feel about that.
I agree with what Rel said. I think Granados were maybe that a little bit better, especially with Mortal on their team. He put a really good performance in. But the hard point, I'm going to go in favour. I really don't know which way to call this, because I think it's going to be Quicker versus Anti. And I don't know who it's called.
Going toe to toe.
And who can really slay the better?
Well, the hard point is on Solar, right? So, I mean, this does actually kind of... For me, it still actually plays to both their strengths. I think they're really going to kind of mix it up here, and I expect to see a lot of entry kills from both squads. So, all right, let's talk about Search and Destroy, though, because that's a similar story, is that, admittedly, Barage dominated their team in their game. Orbit did not.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Barage on Search and Destroy, purely because of Kappa. Kappa is a Search and Destroy player. He's a specialist in that area, and I think if he doesn't go off on that Search and Destroy, he'll be very disappointed with himself.
I'm going to say the same. I think Barage will take it, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a 6-1. Don't get me wrong, Orbit really did struggle in that Search and Destroy previously, but you know, Quicker said himself he's not a Search and Destroy player. He's trying to slot himself into a Swedish team, and I think that's probably where they'll struggle the most. I know that's a big statement to make considering what we saw in the semi-finals, but I think Barage will take it, but maybe 6-3, 6-4.
Well, I'm not going to actually talk about the CTF, which will be on retreat because I've only seen one team on that. Let's talk about the uplink, though. Both teams very strong on it.
Yeah, I think we should definitely talk about it, because I don't think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep for sure. Oh, okay. The uplink, I think this is going to go in favour of Orbit, and I purely think that because of the way I've seen them play on previously. But it's a different map. Orbit were very confident because it was Comeback. If they can do that, which I think is going to be Biolab, if they can perform the way they did on Comeback, it could go in Orbit's favour. But when you got the likes of obviously Quicker obviously slaying and Solid holding things down, it's going to be difficult. It's just such a close game.
Well, enough about kind of replays and speculations. Let's actually get the players from our teams to come up here, and we'll have a quick chat with them. Welcome back. So, joining us here, Anti, Quicker. First of all, how are you two feeling? You've made it to the grand final.
Very good.
Awesome. Quicker, how are you feeling?
Yeah, over the moon.
Fantastic. So, any nerves here? I mean, you both got strong competition.
Of course, a little bit, but it's all right.
It's all right. Quicker, what do you think?
There's no room for nerves at this point.
still confidence from here.
Okay, you both kind of, already feeling a lot of energy from these two. Okay, so let's say, who's the strongest member on his team, would you say? Who are you going to be looking out for?
Probably Burns.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Going to be looking out for Burns quicker. What have you seen from the Orbit lineup?
I'd have to say Anti, to be honest. He's been dropping bombs all tournament long, and I think he's a threat, so going to be looking out for.
Fair enough. Try not to do anything to him when he walks off the stage. Guys, any questions for these two?
I'm going to say, obviously, you've both almost been stepping up in the Slayer department, and he dropped 47 kills. I think it was in the Detroit Hardpoint. Obviously, quicker throughout the tournament's just been dropping kills. What I would ask, I don't know if you want to kind of give this away, but what are you going to do differently coming up against each other to quicker?
I'm going to do the exact same thing. There's no reason to change at this point.
Do you think you'll be able to be better than Antti in this grand final?
Yeah, of course.
He's trying to stir something up here, isn't he?
I love a good bit of drama.
I just think I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. Everyone just keeps playing the way they're playing, and we'll be fine. There's no reason to change it up. So.
I mean, I've got a question here with regards to the search and destroy, because obviously we saw Barage, a really dominant performance on that 6-1 victory, and on the flip side, a 6-1 defeat for Orbit. So, I mean, going into this, this one's to Antti, really. Are you kind of writing this game off? Do you think the search and destroy is only going to go one way?
We are winning this one.
Oh, okay.
Confident.
Are you both thinking 3-0? Is that what you're both thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course they are. Of course they are. Why would they think anything else? So, close to being the Swedish Championships, close to being Swedish champions, and could be Nordic champions in a couple of weeks' time. How do you both feel about this?
Really good, actually. It's a really fun tournament, and it's so fun that Dreamhack is holding this event for Sweden and Nordic.
Oh, awesome. Quicker, you spent a long time getting here. Would it be kind of bittersweet to go home the long way around?
It'd be disappointing, at least, because I've got to go home in like 8 hours as well, so yeah, it'd be very disappointing to walk away for a defeat here. Okay,
I'm guessing you both know the maps coming up. Well, I'll take you through them anyway, because I actually want to ask what your best map is, and I think it's not fair if you don't know them, right? So, Hardpoint Solar, S&D Terrace, Capture the Flag Retreat, Uplink Biolab, and S&D Detroit. What is your best map?
Probably Uplink Biolab.
Okay, quicker. What are you thinking?
Hardpoint Solar or CTF Retreat.
Okay, fair enough. You picked two. That's against the rules. Well, guys, I'm going to ask you to put the microphones down, shake each other's hands, and please make your way to the gaming stations. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us. Well, there we go. We're actually going to kind of go into the final preparations here as well. Guys, what do you think about that interview? Both very confident.
I mean, they've got to be confident. It's a grand final. I like the confidence from both sides. Obviously, Antti said that, yeah, it was a bit of nerves, and I think as well, quicker, he's confident in it, but nerves, it's normal, it's natural to feel that, but I hope that it's not a 3-0. I hope they're both wrong. I hope it goes to a game number 5. We see some intense search and destroy, but either way, it's going to be close.
I just think Antti doesn't believe he's ever lost a game of Call of Duty. He refuses to accept it's a possibility, so we'll see what happens in the grand final.
Okay, so this is what I want to talk about here. Now, realistically, both of them no nerves, and they're fine. But they've both seen each other win very confidently on their own games. Do you think this is where it becomes a bit of going, we just saw them do really good work there. Can we counter that? Is this any small doubt coming into the mind, especially standing next to each other going, this guy's actually really good? Yeah,
I mean, for me, the remaining players that are left in this grand final now are all very experienced players, and they've played under pressure in front of audiences and in situations like this before. So I don't feel that nerves are going to be so much of a factor. We heard Quicker there saying he's as calm as he always is. So I think the experience that these guys are bringing to the table will reduce any pressure from them.
Well, fair enough. Any of these teams, do you think they've got an ace out their sleeve?
I think so, and I think it's coming from Kappa.
Oh, really? You think Kappa's got something?
I've got a lot of faith in Kappa from a search and destroy point of view. That's where he's come from. The respawn is different, obviously, for him, but he's adapted so well. But if there's a search and destroy, I think, maybe it's going to go in Barage's favour, and Kappa, maybe Burnsy as well. Burnsy will surprise you.
Well, fair enough. Thank you very much for that. So, it's time for a big contest here, the grand final. But before that, another contest with Twitter. And guys, if you want to win some DLC codes, hashtag DHCOD, tell us, why do you want these codes and why do you want to play? And not to mention that, but there's now codes on the screen, so you can grab those as well. Quickly put those into your Xbox and grab those for Ascendance and Havoc. And you can get a chance to play on those and win. Like I said, you've got to be following at Dreamhack COD if you want to win the Twitter competition. Tell us why you want them. It's hashtag DHCOD. Get them flooding in. So, without any further delay, there are more codes to come as well, but without any further delay, we're actually going to hand it over to our team casters right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monster Energy Dreamhack Studios. My name is Rel, this is Momo, joining me here in the grand final of the Swedish Championships. This is what it's all come down to. One of these teams is going to be walking away as Swedish champions.
And one is going to be walking away very disappointed. I think that's got to go. I don't know which way this is going to call it. We haven't actually done predictions, but we'll soon see about that.
Yeah, and you know, we'll discuss that in a moment, Momo. We're just seeing some of the players now getting set up. Nixon's got his game face on there. He just doesn't change expression. He's so focused, he's so in the zone and ready for this, and they're ever so confident. Anti there as well, just on the end. Rob's close to there on the far left, and just one in from him, Desui. But look at this, their opponents going into this in the fierce competition of Barage. It's going to be difficult to call, and I think, Momo, it's time for us to make some predictions here. What are we saying?
I'm going to go for Barage as an upset to win 3-2.
Okay.
And I think the final S&D will go in favour of Barage 6-4.
Well, I think this is the first thing that we've ever agreed on, Momo, but I'm also predicting a Barage victory 3-2 as well. Gordo's probably going to give me a disapproving look there from the audience, but 3-2 victory for Barage. I think it's going to be a bit one-sided on the Search and Destroy, though, so... I
honestly think it's down to this hard point. Whoever comes out hottest on this hard point and gets that momentum rolling will take this.
Okay,
so if that's Orbit, you know, Anti and leading his squad, I think Nixon's got to step it up in the slaying department. I think Kappa has got to step it up in the slaying department for his team on the hard point. But either way, it's going to be Quicker versus Anti. Nixon against, you know, ex-teammates, you know, Burnsy and Solid. We've just got the storyline that could be a dream for Barrage.
Oh, there is a lot of history and story to this. As we said, there's ex-teammates going head-to-head. It's a bit of a grudge match. And let's not forget, guys, there's 20,000 Swedish kronas on the line here for the victors of this. So there's a money prize to play for, their position in the Nordic Championship as well, and also the pride of being the Swedish champions, and at least for now, having that title as the greatest team in Sweden. So it's going to be solo hardpoint first, and Quicker was saying earlier, Momo, that this is his favourite game mode of the 5.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him. This was the very first map that he played at this tournament, and he did absolutely work on this, and we're gonna jump on board with Quicker to see what he can do first of all, see whether he can take in the momentum of his previous games of just come out with victory. Let's see what he can do.
All right, well, here we go. The grand final of the Swedish Championship has begun straight away with Quicker now. The initial hard point, of course, going to that middle pool spawn. First blood opened up by Kappa, and heavy gunfights ensue straight away. Yeah,
I mean, this middle hard point straight away, you're gonna get some scrap points. I don't think it's gonna be the game changer for this solo. However, this is going in favor currently a Barrage of 8-0. Rob's trying to break that there. Kappa getting some points down. Rob's answering with a few kills himself, but Burnsy just taking this elevated part. He does get shut down by Anti.
And I've got to say, here in the Monster Energy Dreamhack Studios, this is the most vocal I've seen either of these teams. All the players getting pumped to this. They know what's on the line, and Kappa really bringing some fury to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Kappa, the Search and Destroy player here on hardpoint solo, 5-2 kicking it off. Not even a minute has gone, and he is dominating right now. The points are getting extended, but we're going to see the rotation. Key things to watch on your mini-map in the top left. Who is going to get control of the map area, which is very, very top right? It looks like it's going to go in favor of the boys from Orbit.
That's it. So here we go on pipes now. Solid does get shut down. Keep an eye on Solid's kill-death ratio, because no doubt he's going to be picking up some 2-pieces. Speaking of which, Nixon with a big 3-piece does get shut down there. This is a heavy skirmish. Every single player throwing themselves onto this hard point, trying to secure every single point that they can.
Absolutely love this play from Barage. They're quick with a 2-piece, but Kappa really standing out for his team. What I would love to see is not just to sit on this hard point. Barage need to push out this spawn. If they get taken down here, this could be bad news. The bat is being contested. Kappa got to answer back with a kill himself. Kappa is going off right now. 8-5 does get taken down. Nixon with a double kill.
And Quicker does get shut down as he tries to follow that up. Now it is Orbit's chance to get back into this game, but no, it is Burnsy who's straight onto the hard point once again, followed by Kappa, and Orbit just meeting a wall of resistance by Barage.
Absolutely. Quicker gonna get the scrap points on this, but look at the setup from Orbit. All 4 players surrounding that garage hard point. The rotation's got to come in, and it's going to go in favor of Orbit, 17-52.
All right, rotation does go down. Nixon gets set up outside. He's going to have to push in now, because a very convincing push by Barage is going to mean this hard point goes in their favor. I've got to say, Momo.
Oh, Kappa!
Kappa is on fire.
Kappa, he's just picked up a double kill. Can he pick up the 3? I think he would have if he didn't have to reload there. Rob's answering back with a few. Rel, this is so intense here. Burnsy just in control. Ex-teammates. I mean, I mean, this must be so intense for Burnsy and also Solid.
Oh, yeah, and let alone that, we've got the manager, Gordo, of Team Orbit sat in the audience looking very, very nervous here as these big gunfights start to go down the hill, or the hardpoint area still being contested there. It's just going back and two, but that point difference so far in Barage's favour.
Absolutely. This is a very intense. However, 10 seconds left. Looking at the minimap, there is one player from Barage who has already rotated and got the controller spawns. What a great player that is going to be from Solid. Solid has been absolutely solid through this tournament. He should pick up that kill. Isn't going to. Could just get taken down. Desweet making an awesome turn on there. Headshot to Solid. But again, Barage looking very strong. This could be trouble for Orbit.
Yeah, and Kappa is really getting pumped for this. You can just see that he's fired his team up ready. He's trying to stay alive. I mean, that's what you've got to remember. Hardpoint is all about staying alive in that hardpoint location, and he's just dealing so much damage.
Absolutely. He's not only just killed someone with a stun grenade, there is someone watching middle. He really needs to get back and watch that. However, the communication doesn't seem to be a factor from the boys on Barage. 83-33, 50-point game here now. Only 6 minutes 30 left on the clock, and this is all Barage, Rel. What can Orbit do right now?
They're just getting shut down. Orbit are throwing everything they've got at Barage, but they're doing it in single file. They need to get some sort of pincer attack, go up as a team, do something differently, because whatever they're doing now is not working. Kappa and Burnsy just locking this hardpoint area down. The final I mean, look at that kill feed. Every single kill is going towards Barage.
Absolutely. Burnsy on a 4-kill streak. Kappa on a 2. Quicker already on 18 kills, extending that himself. What a team effort this is from the boys on Barage. But Robs is trying to say no. He's turning on there. He's got to kill himself. Anti answering back as well. Does get taken down. This is all head-to-head. But for the first time in a while, we see Orbit in control of the hardpoint.
And they're really well set up around this. This is their chance to get themselves back into the game. Great play from Desweet to actually push out and leave his teammates to try and hold that hardpoint. But once again, Barage find themselves throwing themselves into these gunfights and coming out on top.
Absolutely. Rob's playing a bit of a slower game there. Does get taken down. Burnsy, ex-Orbit player, and Solid combining for the 4-piece. Quicker also putting in effort there. Look at the scoreboard, Rel. 125 nearly to 50 points. We are 75 difference in this game.
Oh, Orbit are just falling apart, and they're really going to have to change some things up as we go into this the next 5 minutes. It's going to be the hardpoint reset very shortly. Orbit are trying to clean up on this last hardpoint, but it is still in Barage control. Quicker with a 2-piece, every single kill, even team kills. The only kills that have been made against Barage are by their own teammates.
Yeah, Solid unfortunately grenading his own team, but he does answer back to Nixon there. Quicker straight back on the board, does pick up a kill. ASM1, he is the master of this gun right now. 24 and 18, does get taken down. Wow, second rotation. I mean, Infused Quicker really representing his team here, making a statement. But what a performance from the guys on Barage. Kappa, S&D All-Star here, going 18 and 16 against the boys from Orbit.
Right, well, I'm going to show some Orbit some more love. I want to give them some coverage and see how they're going to change things up, because the pressure really is on. I imagine Barage are really going to start slowing down this pace and just ensure that they're around that hardpoint area, almost just contesting it and trying to delay Orbit from getting back into the game from now.
Absolutely. Takes over to a 100-point game as the hardpoint is contested. This should all be about scrap points, and it is not. Is going in favor of Barage. Nixon is trying to step it up. 21 and 20 right now. Does get taken down. To Sweet on your screen. Again, Burnsy is just proving a point right now.
Yeah.
This guy just got dropped from Orbit. He's 24 and 17. He's, making a statement, but Nixon going for the rotation. It's a 100-point game, Rel.
I've got to say, you know yourself, you've teamed with him at one point and he's suffered this narrow defeat for him achieving excellence, but Nixon just seems to find himself in these positions where he gets to the final best-of-5 series and just gets shut down. It's going to be so disappointing if that happens again.
Absolutely. It is getting vocal in the studio here. Kappa is shouting. I don't know what he's saying, but it seems intense. Quicker, 29 and 21, nearly dropping that 30 bomb. I've got to say, Orbit needs to change something. They need to change it now. He's going over to the pipe hard point here. 30 seconds left to go.
Here we go now, seeing what Quicker can do. They have such a huge lead here. I want to see some more of Orbit, Momo. I want to see what they're trying to do to change things up, because that 100-point difference that you mentioned just seems to be stable, and as time just ticks away, Orbit are slipping. They might not even get 100 points here.
I mean, that would be a real upset. I've got to say, Orbit with a clear favourites coming into this, but I've got to hand it. Looking at the kill feed here, everyone, I mean, Solid's nearly positive, but everyone from the guys on Barage are positive. However, let's stick on board. Desweet, very experienced Swedish player, does lay down the ASM1 into Burns, the ex-teammate. He's going to go down. Solid answering back, and Nixon gaining control control of this garage hardpoint here.
Orbit just need a full 60 on one of these hardpoints. If they can get on the next rotation straight away and lock it down from outside and then really start slaying as they're doing now, that could be the difference. But Quicker is causing all kinds of trouble for Orbit, and they are feeling the burn. He was just being a nuisance in that hardpoint then.
Absolutely. And the great thing about this is, yes, they're getting all the points, but they have to dedicate every single player to this. And wow, Solid coming in, combining with Kappa there. Rob's trying to answer back, but Solid, just another team kill from Solid. He needs to watch those grenades. It's going to cost him soon.
Yeah, with so many team kills going down actually in this game. Here we go with Robs though for Orbit, trying to do what he can, but I think it might slowly be dawning on them that this hardpoint is just going out of their control, as once again we see Barage racking up some important points, and it's just going all in their favor. We can see Desui straight on the rotation, but getting shut down.
Absolutely. Nixon trying to make some kills, does do. Anti combining there. They need every single point on this, and they're in a great position to do so. What I don't want to see is Barage going single-handedly. They need to pinch this. Solid picking up a melee kill, picks up a kill himself. Kappa answering as well. This is going to go in favor of Barage, and they shut down Nixon. Barage are going in right now. Exactly what they needed to do.
And, you know, Orbit were the hot favourites going into this entire tournament, but when, you know, this game so far, they have looked very amateurish, but Barage have just been in a different class to them. So great play from them collectively as a team.
I know, you've got to hand it to him. I hate to bring the scoreboard up again, but Quicker just about to make it 40 kills. He's gonna do so. 40 kills on the board, 1 minute 10 left, and it's a 110 point game, sorry. It is out of reach for the boys on Orbit. However, this is a time where as a player you don't want to stop. You want to get as many points as you can, get as much practice in as you can going into this. We've just seen Barage come off a hot victory. You know, Orbit maybe a little bit not, you know, a bit cold on the sticks.
Yeah, possibly. You know, that may be a factor in this, and they may just have to find the feet a little bit. But this is such a huge scoreline difference between the two teams. Barage, as I said before, just seems to be in a different class, and if they can maintain this performance in the later stages of this series, it's going to be a 3-0 sweep.
It's got to be. I mean, only 30 seconds left on the board. I think Orbit are wanting to claim as many points back as possible, but look at that, kill feed after kill feed. Quicker extending his lead. We talked about his 40 bomb. I don't think he's got time for a 50, but wow, Kappa, search and destroy player, 32 and 30 with 10 captures to his name. Solid, 12 captures to his name, and Burnsy, ex-Orbit player, really making a statement here.
Oh yeah, you know, Kappa started off so well. We saw him just make these big plays towards that pond, and Kappa is just backing off, being an absolute pain here. Here goes a knife fight, and he is actually going to lose that. A consolation kill somewhat for Orbit there, as the first game finishes 2-3-7 to 1-4-3.
Absolutely. I mean, that is quite dominant, if to say the least, really. I mean, yes, Quicker Than You's had a phenomenal game once again. 46 kills. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed at is Anti.
Yeah.
He was the main slayer for Orbit, yet, you know, 27.
But this is something we've got to remember, though, now, Momo. When they were doing the pre-match interviews there, we heard Quicker say Hardpoint was his favourite game mode. Hardpoint Solar, of the 5 games that they're about to play, that's probably the one that they're going to perform best on. Yeah. And they've done just that. So I would say that was kind of to be expected in some way. As you pointed out, though, Anti, the main slayer in the previous Hardpoints when we saw him in the semi-finals, just not living up to expectations.
Yeah, with his 0.75 kill death ratio, I think he maybe needs to step it up into the upcoming games. However, Search and Destroy, yes, it's about kills, but it's about teamwork. It's about trading in the right positions. I think Orbit have had a few shaky starts in the pool play. They've lost to Search and Destroy. In the semi-finals, they've lost to Search and Destroy. Can they turn things around here? If there's a time to do it, now's that time.
Well, that's absolutely it. Let's just recap what we've seen in that Hardpoint. At the 5-minute mark, it was roughly 137 to 53 in favour of Barage, so they were looking great after the first 5 minutes, and it kind of just panned out all the way through the game. At the final scoreline, 237 to 143 is a massive margin, and you know, we've seen what Orbit are like when they lose a map. The heads dip, and they really sort of struggle to bring that momentum back into the game. So I can only see Barage using that to their advantage now in the later stages.
Yeah, and if Barage, you know, show their dominance in Search and Destroy like they have been doing, and to take a 2-0, how do you come back from a 2-0 in a grand final? It's a very, very tough ask. I'm going to be interested to see whether Kappa can prove me right and come up with this ace in the Search and Destroy. We will be right back with you after this quick break.
Peggy 18.
Lilith shot her first gun that day.
It's jammed.
Heads up.
Khan got his hands dirty for the first time in his life. And Decker enjoyed it all a little too damn much. We should have died right then and there. We were lucky.
Hello, welcome to Burger Town.
But our luck was running out.
Finally, got the good gig. Help me! They're everywhere! Get to the Warbird.
This is Eagle 1. Survivor's waiting for his escort.
Let's move it. Nothing's gonna survive that.
Stay clear of the acid pool.
What is this?
Nice job down there. I'll take it from here.
We're cut off. What the hell happened here? Looks to me like Atlas happened. They excel at fucking shit up. That's Goliath-class armor. Oh, man.
That can't be good.
Get the Ascendance DLC pack and all Call of Duty Advanced Warfare DLC packs for one great low price with the Season Pass.
Welcome back to the Monster Energy Dreamhack Studios. You are joining myself, Rel, and Momo in the grand finals of the Swedish Championship. Here we have Barage and Orbit going head-to-head, fighting for their place in the Nordic Championship and for 20,000 Swedish krona. All to play for here. What's happened so far, Momo?
First game, I mean, obviously both sides have made it here to say the least, so congratulations to both teams. However, first map goes in favour of Barrage quite convincingly. Great performance from Quicker as well as the other boy. I've got to say solid. He's just consistently playing for this team. However, got to say Anti on Team Orbit, I want to see him step this up because he's the main slayer. Looked like he was struggling a bit there.
Oh yeah, and even though they've lost that map, I'm sure Anti still thinks he won. He just refuses to accept
he's so
he can
confident,
lose.
he's great.
He can't lose a map, so, you know, even if he loses grand final, he will come out thinking he's won 3-0, but we'll discuss that later anyway. So yes, the first hard point did actually end up 237 points to 143 in favour of Barrage, and you can see Burnsley there. I mean, we've spoken about him quite a bit, Momo, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, you can see there a little smirk on his face. You've got to be happy if, you know, a team drops you and you just come back in the grand final and you just
smug.
You show them what you're made of. But, you know, it's not over. It's only one map. You've got to prove yourself. Search and destroy, capture the flag, uplink, hardpoint. Yes, he's got off to a great start. Again, Desui on this team now. You know, he's got to go into this. Forget that game. He's got to be confident going into this search and destroy. They've not had the best search and destroys previously. Dropped one in pool play. Dropped one, obviously, in the semi-final. I don't know what they're going to do differently, but they need to change something up.
Well, I've got to say as well, this is bad news for Orbit, because when we were talking to them before these games, just find a bit more out about them, they actually said Terrace is probably the worst map, and they're going to be playing Terrace Search and Destroy, which historically so far in this tournament they haven't performed well in at all. So this is going to be a tough search and destroy for them, and you can see Nixon, again, expressionless, just so focused, so in the zone, wanting to take this game. And, you know, we talk about this, Orbit's heads dip, they go into this with such confidence that, of course, they're going to be disappointed if they drop maps.
Yeah, definitely. They have to forget it. It's so hard to do and so easy to say it. Me sitting here and just saying, yeah, forget that map that you just lost. But they are thinking it's a grand final. They don't want to go 2-0 down. They've got to answer back in the search and destroy. It's going to be Terrace. We're going to jump on board, myself and Rel, guiding you through this step by step.
Oh, yeah, and we want to see some attacking play here from this as well. You know, as with many search and destroy maps, there's always the favoured bomb push where they will manoeuvre their way around to the A-bomb site and see what they can do there. So I'm just going to get on board with the attacking team, and it is
Let's stick on board with Burnsy, because Burnsy we've not seen too much of. We were focusing on Quicker and Solid in the hard point. I'm just going to change. Jump on board with Kappa.
Okay, Kappa.
He's my man for search and destroy.
I was going to say, I know you're a big fan of Kappa, so we'll see what he's going to do. Quite interesting, actually. A B bomb push by Barage here. Quite unusual as well. We did say the A bomb site was the favoured one, but here we go. Map number 2 of the grand finals of the Swedish Championship underway.
Yeah, I've got to say, that grenade there from Kappa was audacious, but Quicker answering back. First blood goes in favour of them. Solid answering back with another kill. This is looking very good for Barage and Anti. You know, 1 versus 4. Not even going to make a kill. Wow, Barage looking hot, Rel.
Yeah, that was a really quick round from them, and I don't believe any of them went down. No, it was a clean sweep there. Quicker with 3 of the kills all by himself in that single map, and you can just see the accuracy from Quicker there.
Wow.
Look how relaxed they look. It's all smiles by the boys on Barage, and they're going into this thinking they can take it. There's no doubt in their mind that they're going to be the champions.
Absolutely. So, swapping over to Orbit, they have not got a kill to the name, but I'm sure they're going to change that in round number 2 here.
Bomb push again.
On the attack. You know, straight away, I like they're using the frag grenades. You know, we don't always see that, but this strong P push, there is going to be 1 player on Barage going to be coming up against all 4, but I do think this Sui has gone down. Burnsy with a first blood. Brilliant play from Burnsy.
Well, it's just Nixon and Anti now, and they're really starting to feel a burn. Barage just seem to be all over them. Search and destroy, definitely not Orbit's game type, as we find Nixon left all on his own against 4.
Absolutely, he's got hit markers on 2, but he's not capitalizing on the kill. He looks like he's going to be taken down. He's in a very sticky situation. He could not do anything. But how quick are these rounds, Rel?
I don't think he knew where he was there, Nixon. He was spinning around, praying and spraying.
I thought he was going to end up off the map.
I thought he was going to as well, but there was nowhere for him to go. You know, he was being 4-way pincered. Everyone was shooting at him. Even if he'd have managed to somehow pick up 2, even 3 kills, he was never coming out of that alive. 2-0 now to Barage.
Absolutely. So, Rel, switch it on board with the guys on attack.
I just want to highlight something which I think you've just noticed yourself. Not a single kill to Orbit so far.
I mean, I'd very much doubt that it's going to end that way. But wow, Solid. He kicks it off again with another kill. There has been a total of 9 kills for Barage and 0 for Orbit. However, Rob's on the board, does get taken down. Desui, that was actually Solid with a trade. 2 versus 3, again in favour of Barage.
Well, we're still here with Kappa, the bomb carrier. I just want to switch things up now, see what his teammates are doing. As again, we see this B bomb push, and you know, maybe this is a Swedish thing. I don't know, but usually we see the A bomb site being heavily favoured. Here we go with Ansi though, left all on his own. 1v2.
1v2. I mean, this position, if anyone can do it for the guys on Orbit, it is Anti. His natural ability at Call of Duty, his pure skill in the game. Bomb has been planted. 45 seconds. Let's see what he can do.
He's just got to keep a cool head here. I mean, we've spoke about his wealth of experience internationally and competing in high-level tournaments like this, but again, getting shut down and following a heavy defeat on the hard point. This search and destroy looks like it's going the same way.
And not to name any names there, but Solid and Quicker.
Once again.
The duo on Barage here for Search and Destroy. 10 kills between them, more than every other player put together. Yep. I mean, this is only round number 4, Rel.
Yep, and it's crazy to think that Robs is the only player to pick up any kills for Orbit so far. So naturally, we are going to get on board with him and see if he's going to be able to continue this fashion and try and pull something out of the bag for Orbit here.
Yeah, I mean, I usually would see, you know, dominant A pushes. All 3 rounds have been, you know, B, but looks like it's going to go towards A this time. Looks like there's a flank there from Barage. Quicker extending his kill streak, 6-0 right now. Still hasn't died, 7-0 Quicker, but Robs and Anti answering back here. Rob's in a 1 versus 2. He's going to get taken down. What is happening to this Orbit lineup? Wow. Yeah. I mean, we said it was going to be close to Search and Destroy, Rel, but I didn't know this was going to be this dominant from Barage. You know, Nix and Desui really struggling.
Yeah, they are getting torn apart. This is some great play by Barage, and I'm really interested to see some more of Quicker. Actually, it's 7-1 at the moment, and we've highlighted time and time again how it's kind of the outsider here. He's been brought into a Swedish team. There was the potential for some sort of language barrier there, but it just doesn't seem to have been an issue at all.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, he's died once. He's on a 7 kill death ratio right now. Potentially only 2 more rounds to go. If they can secure this next round and take it to 5-0, you know, I'd be very surprised. Solid has been getting these first picks every single time. Has got traded though this time. Desui answering back, getting a kill first of his game in round number 5. 3 versus 3. Let's see what he can do. Still on board with Quicker.
Quicker does scout someone out. He's got to play this carefully now because the enemy player has evaded him and he's just keeping airborne, trying to keep on the move, doesn't want to be a stationary target.
Absolutely. And he did see one player there go into the central house. I think he's trying to pick him off. 3 versus 3. The ironic thing is the attack has turned into the defense here. Both teams have swapped places, and there is one player from Orbit actually going for the flank. Kappa using that search destroy knowledge there is going to take fire, and the bomb has been planted. Only 30 seconds left to go. Kappa has made a quick dodge for them players on Orbit.
Well, he does get shut down. Kills are traded off. Robs and Anti now. Quicker's all on his own. Can he pull off this big 1 versus 2 clutch? The bomb is planted. He's got that working towards him. He's got to find a kill. He's managed to find one, and he knows that bomb isn't being defused. Very smart play.
No, Quicker than you. What a 1 versus 2, and that is 5-0. I mean, is there anything this guy cannot do right now?
That was sensational. Brilliant play there from Quicker. And I love the way that he scouted the bomb site, then just distanced himself. He was playing for the victory, not for the kill, but he was challenged. And instead of trying to evade and just run that time down, the confidence that he showed there to actually challenge that really stood out. And
honestly,
Quicker said he's not particularly a search and destroy player, but all I've seen from him so far is this dominant search and destroy play.
We saw a 4.5 kill death ratio in his previous search and destroy, currently on 9 right now. The way he just jumped and dashed away into that tree and camouflaged himself as well as picking up the kill. However, Robs has the bomb in hand. He's going to go for a very aggressive play. He's going to take down Quicker and Solid. This is a round they need to win. They need 6 back-to-back. Burnsy answering with a 2-piece himself. However, Orbit are on the board.
Finally, we see something from Orbit there. And, you know, another quick round as well. It's not too unusual, I suppose, for Terrace, but it's nice to see them actually do something here because nobody wants to lose a search and destroy 6-0.
No, absolutely not. However, the last 2 we've seen is 6-1, Rel. Could we see another 6-1?
Well, you know, judging by the performance of Barage so far, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Speaking of Barage, let's watch one of the players and see what Burnsy is going to be doing here, wielding the bow.
Yeah, I've given up on Capper. He's my man for search destroy, but he's 1 of 3. Maybe it's not his fault. I think Quicker's just robbing all the kills here.
He's just stealing them all.
Burnsy, battle in hand. I like the way that he's almost taking a bit of a defensive strategy. However, Capper is going to get taken down. Nixon answering back. This is the comeback that they need. Orbit 2 versus 4 in favor of Orbit. Burnsy, ex-Orbit player himself, 7-2, top in the leaderboards for Barage.
Yeah, and for that reason and that reason alone, we're going to watch him and see what he can do here. And just before we do, because I can see a gunfight's about to go down, and it is now 2 versus 2. Things have been evened out. Anti and Desui up against Solid and Burnsy.
I mean, in this position, there's no one particularly to favour, but the bomb is in the hands of Burnsy.
Oh, they're so close.
Just bearing in mind, Burnsy and Solid were ex-teammates.
Yeah.
This is such a rivalry here in Sweden at the championships. I mean, 5-1 is so convincing. Can they close this out? Only 30 seconds left to go. It looks like they're going to come up head-to-head. Burnsy takes down one. Anti answering back. I don't even know which way that went. I think it was Orbit.
It was. Orbit took it. Orbit took it. That's 2 rounds back-to-back. That's just 4 more to go. If they want to be able to take if they want to be able to take the search and destroy, they have no other option. They have to win every single round.
And if they do this,
oh my goodness,
how must you feel being a player on Barage if they can, manage 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, answering back? I think the guys on Barage need to slow it down. Just think, we're in the lead here. We've got potentially 3 or 4, 5 different opportunities to end this here. 4, sorry. Ports jumping on board, attacking team. Desui and teammate going through the tunnels, attacking play, very, very aggressive here. Quicker's not going to let them get away with that. Desui making his location known. Very good play from Quicker there. 10 kills. Oh, Quicker than you.
And Barage, I just wanted to end this here and now. 2 versus 4. Barage looking great to take this round and shut down Orbit once more to get a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. Solid just tucking himself away.
Solid's in a very good position here because The bomb is currently down. Robs and Desui have fallen already. Solid just manoeuvring around the map in a slow fashion. He's going to go back on the Laundry. Looks like he's enjoying himself here.
He's just chilling out, isn't he?
If I was 5
He's having a nice little holiday break. There's no pressure on him.
Off terrace.
That's it. So anyway, here we are with Solid. Gunfight does go down. Nixon comes out on top. Oh, and
1 versus 3. It's looking bad. Can Nixon pull off the miracle to stay in the game? I'm not too sure this is going to be a very tough ask, but he's making his way through. I didn't get to finish my sentence. 6-2. Barage looking very, very strong on your screen there. All smiles round. However, this is the grand final rel of the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Swedish Championship. Could we see favourites Orbit go down 3-0?
Oh, well, you know, there's still a lot of this series to play out. Orbit have got to turn up now. They've got to win all the remaining maps. But once again, Quick with a sensational Search and Destroy performance there, 12-3. You know, we talked about his last Search and Destroy. I believe he said it was 9-2 with a 4.5 kill death ratio. And you know, Orbit, over 2 Search and Destroy games, they've gone 12 maps down. They've only won 3 rounds of Search and Destroy of a possible 15. And I think that's something that Orbit are going to have to take away, regardless of the end result of this championship. It's something they're definitely going to have to work on.
Yeah, we did see in the pre-game interview, though, obviously, Anti very confident in his uplink. I'm not sure whether we're even going to get to it, Rel, because we also saw Quicker said retreat CTF is his favorite game. That is what we're seeing next. Retreat, capture the flag. I'm interested to get into it. I'm not sure who's going to take it, but I've got to favour Barage right now.
Well, I've got to say, Quicker kind of just started naming all of the maps in game modes. You know, we said what's your favourite? Which is going to be your best one? We went Hardpoint Solar, Capture Flag, Retreat as well. I mean, they've taken the Search and Destroy, so if that's anything to go by, this should be a clean 3-0 sweep from Barage. And something that I would say was very unexpected. Before this whole tournament began, we were saying personally we felt Orbit were the favourites.
Yes.
Orbit considered the biggest rivals, visitors who didn't even qualify and get through to the semi-finals here in the Monster Energy Dreamhack studios. So an upset maybe, but I mean from the start we've said Barage would definitely want to look out for.
Absolutely, and this team was not invited. They have come through the ranks, proving themselves time after time. Kappa, Search and Destroy player, only got 1 kill in that one, so you know his teammates really stepped it up. But now it's time to shine. Retreat, capture the flag. We will be joining you very, very shortly after this quick commercial break.
Peggy 18.
Wipe that punch off your face and put this on. Got a welcome party. Use that thing. Howdy, boys. Here, use this. That's a lot of guys. Let's take this outside.
They gon' think I got a little situation. So listen to us. Listen, maybe you can hear. I think give a lot of thought for consideration. But not for me, I was sitting somewhere else.
Hey. What are you doing?
What are you doing? We don't kiss ghosts. Throw swarm! Going up! Outstanding use of a door. Now let's go! This should be fun! That was awesome. Okay, that is less awesome. Let's see what else this thing can do.
Call of
of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Welcome back to the Monster Energy Dreamhack Studios. It is the Swedish Championship here, and you are joining both myself, Rel, and Momo in the grand final. Orbit going up against Barage. So far, Momo, Barage looking the stronger team. Is there anything Orbit can do here?
Absolutely. I know the quality that Orbit have on their team. The likes of Antti, Nixon, the experience that they have. They've been in positions where they've been 2-0 down. They know this arena. They're at home. They're Swedish. They know how. I mean, obviously the opposition is but quicker. The communication in the opposition team may be a little stacked. However, we saw a team talk. I was just saying to yourself, Rel, team talk there between the guys on Orbit. They need something, and they need it right now. Retreat, capture the flag is the map we're going to be seeing. Orbit need to change this around. They need to do it now. Yep,
so just to recap what's actually happened so far in this series, it was a very dominant and convincing hardpoint victory for Barage, 237 to 143, very one-sided. And even that search and destroy was 5-0 at one point. It could have quite easily been a 6-0 victory. Did end 6-2, so we did see some sort of zealous coming out of Orbit, you know, when it mattered, I guess, but it was just too little too late. So you can see here, Barage, and they've got to be pretty confident going into this now after two very impressive performances.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be. Like you said, Rel, you've won the first two maps, potentially, of a best-of-5 in the grand final. These guys from Barage, you know, some of them have never been in a grand final before, so the hunger that's there for them, they want this so bad. However, the favourites, Orbit, have got so much pressure right now to come back and fight for this.
Yeah, I've never seen a team look so fed up as I just saw Orbit then. I mean, I think they know the days might be numbered here. They're really going up against formidable opponents. They know that they've been crushed in both those first two game modes, and they know that this is the time where they've got to change something about it. But Barage, let's give them some credit. Let's not dwell on the mistakes of Orbit, so to speak. Barage have been playing out of their skin quicker. The UK player who's come over to compete alongside the Swedish has really stood out for me.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's no denying that. I've got to say, Solid through the whole series, through the whole tournament, has been consistent. I don't think there's been a map where he's had a particular bad map. We've seen every single player have their good and bad maps, but Solid has been so consistent. However, let's go into the map. A retreat, capture the flag. All smiles from the boys from Barage there, Kappa. Let's see whether we can do this into the respawn game modes.
Yeah, I mean, you put so much faith in Kappa. And it's because he's such a big personality. We've heard him in every game, really hyping his team up, getting vocal and really getting them pumped. And I think that's something that Orbit are lacking at the moment. They're lacking that hunger and that drive that Barage seems to have. In the pre-match interviews, Quicker, we can see him on the screen now, has come so far to actually compete here, and anything but first place is going to be disappointing.
He has one hand on the trophy, doesn't he, Rel? He is so close to this, only 10 minutes away from taking a 3-0 fleet sweep in the Swedish Championships on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare here. Quicker gets taken down, to Sweet answering back in great fashion there. Solid, such a good shot. Straight away into this middle area, the courtyard on retreat.
Yeah, it's always quite interesting to watch capture the flag as well, because this is where you see the setups coming into play, and you just see these anchor positions. Advanced Warfare, you know, maybe not so much dependent on an anchor, but still necessary nonetheless, as we see some big plays now from Orbit, really shutting this down and making a flag pull.
Absolutely. Nixon really hodding up here, 3-0 at the moment. Coming back, however, we're going to see the boys from Barage trying to answer back, but there is a very, very vital player for the guys in Orbit, which was sat back in the caves. Nixon's going off right now. That is surely going to be a flag capture for the guys on Orbit. Great start. That is what they needed.
Here we go.
A little bit confused there. Quicker looking for the counter attack.
And that is going to be the first flag capture. We can hear the team manager Gordo here in the audience really getting behind his team, trying to hype them up. He's going to be the hype player. He's like the fifth player for this team. So Orbit trying to do all that they can now to get back into this game. Great start. Barage, let's see what's going on with one of the more aggressive players here in Bernsey.
Yeah, Bernsey, obviously, with this dominant battle, he's been proving this through game after game. Quicker, still using that ASM-1. Looking at the top left-hand corner of your screen, you see the mini-map. Those red triangles are the boys from Barage. The blue are from Orbit. You can see Orbit just rotating back round to their own home flag. Kappa not allowing them to get any further, though. doing absolute work on this pool area.
And I've got to say, Orbit really have been driven back into the home spawn. Don't get me wrong, they certainly have the lead of one flag, but they're struggling, and I can see Orbit getting overrun very soon if they're not careful. Quicker, trying to pick up the long-range kill, unable to do so, but still stays alive, still going to be a nuisance.
Yeah, I've got to say, from Quicker, I mean, he is an ASM player. Let's see what he can do with this. He does get taken down by Desui from behind. Anti also picking up a kill himself. This could be great play from Orbit. This is what they need. Solid saying no, and Robs has just pulled a flag for Orbit. Let's see what he can do. One on his own. Looks like he's just been a nuisance.
Yeah, and he was really caught off guard there. Just too many players for him to handle, but still causing problems. And Orbit, I've got to say, this is the best performance we've seen from them so far. Sure, it's only a one flag lead, but they're being driven back into the home spawn, and every single time they're managing to battle a way out. Barage just seems to be struggling to actually do anything here. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the pool side is where you need to be, and as you can see, it is blue triangle on your mini-map, dominating that. However, Quicker gets taken down. Nixon's having a great game, 7-3. Looks like he's going for the flank and has been spotted. Can he make the turn on? Looks like he's going for a bit of a slow push. Now he's going to turn around. He's going to make that kill. Takes down Quicker. Can he make it a second? No, he doesn't. Wow. With 3 minutes into this half, looks like Kappa has actually just pulled a flag. Both flags are in the hands of the enemy.
Are they going to come head-to-head here? This could be a big kill, and it's going to be Kappa who makes it. Kappa's trying to get this all the way home. Does get shut down at top attic now. Is this flag going to be returned, though? Robs has actually managed to pick up the flag, and they're going for the counter, but he does get shut down on the pool wall.
Yeah, I've got to say, Nixon's having a phenomenal game here on this capture the flag, and he's running away with this flag. He's got to come out down versus Quicker. Quicker making a great play there. That is so vital, Rel, that just that one kill in return has changed this game.
Yeah, and Quicker just making sure he stays alive. That could have quite easily been 2-0 to Orbit. Orbit, though, still with the lead, still looking the more dangerous team on capture the flag, and Quicker too weak to do anything. Great plays once again from Orbit. Here we go now. We can hear Gordo getting fired up in the audience here, really getting behind his team, getting behind the organization. Anti going away. Oh, what is this sneaky little push here?
I don't like the way that the guys from Barage are so backed up into their own base. They need to push out. They need to get some map control. Desui is just penetrating that. Solid with a double kill himself, which is very vital, breaking double figures on this game. Desui going for the flank. This could be potentially very bad, but we've seen Kappa once again objective play from Barage. Solid's just picked up a good kill himself, but there is a player chasing him. Nixon. Nixon's made so good plays here.
Yeah, some really important kills going down by Nixon, and Orbit, they've just had this wake-up call from the team manager, and they're showing what they're really capable of now. The two previous game modes that we've seen were just not the Orbit that we're familiar with. They've come into this tournament as hot favourites, and they've not proven that at all in this best of 5 so far.
Absolutely. With 30 seconds left to go, my advice for Barage is just keep this at 1-0. You're not going to change anything right now. Solid, he's putting in a performance and a half right now, but Desui currently topping the board, 13-6, flag in hand. He has the time to do this with his teammates around him. He's going to make that kill. Wow, Desui is going off, but the flag has been pulled once again by Kappa.
Oh, and Kappa is still alive. Desui's just distancing himself now, as is Kappa, and he's just trying to run that time down. It's going to end 1-0 this first side. And finally, we are seeing something from Orbit now. Orbit, who have really struggled so far in this best of side, looking like the stronger team. And we can see, they're getting fired up for this now. They're ready for this. They know that they're not out of this yet.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, you've got to say, from Barage, Solid, again, consistently playing so well. If he can do what he's just done into the second side, they're now swapping spawns. Capture the flag. They've played one side. They're swapping it round out. The pool side is so dominant. Barage, they will want to finish this 3-0. They want to close it out as a clean sweep. Take that Swedish Championship title home. Nixon is going to try and stop them on this pool side. Val in hand, takes a few shots himself. Robs for his teammate backing him up.
Yeah, and this series just, it balances on a knife edge right now. Orbit cannot afford any more mistakes. They only have that one flag capture. If they concede one flag, it could take it to a tie, take it to an overtime. And Barage may be able to take that. One flag isn't going to be enough. They still need to push.
Absolutely. 1-0, 4 minutes 30 left on the clock. Rob's taking a bit of a defensive stance on things, but let's see what they can do. Flag has been pulled. Nixon could extend their lead here, but Kappa, the objective player, he's going to come on 1 versus 1 versus... He's going to make that return. That's a great play from Kappa. Kappa is so eager to get these flags out, and this has to be a cap for him.
You would think there's nobody that can stop him, and there we go. We are seeing Barage even things up. 1-1 now. Orbit starting to feel the pressure. Everything is square, and Orbit now are going to be worried.
Yeah, Barage, you know, are really dominating this pool side, and that is what's going to win you the capture the flag on retreat. Every player knows that. Kappa is taking his great search and destroy player, implementing it to the objective role of capture the flag. He's only got 9 kills to his name, but look at this play, so aggressive. Anti shutting him down. Nixon, however, has taken the flag. This could be a stalemate, Rel.
Well, Nixon is saying no, but so is Quicker. This game is not over yet. They're going to come head-to-head, the 2 flag carriers. Big kills being made here. Orbit coming out on top, and there is only 1 player that can stop this now. It was Solid, and he's been shut down. It's an open run for Nixon, and that is going to be 2-1 to Orbit.
The scary thing is right now, 3 of the Orbit players are in the opposing team. The flag has been pulled again. This could be bad news for Barage. If they can take this and put it to 3-1, it could be game over for the capture the flag. However, once again, you've seen here, it's actually Quicker this time. He's pulled the flag. They really need to capitalize on this. Anti has the flag in hand, waiting for backup.
Yeah, and Anti is going to get shut down, which means things are really going to open up for Quicker. He's trying to run it all the way home. The flag has not been returned just yet. Quicker can't do anything but wait. The flag has once again been picked up by Orbit.
Yeah, I mean, Quicker really needs the support of his team. Nixon and Desui doing absolute work. Who is this player sneaking up?
Finding him.
We're going to jump on board with Nixon, but he does not do enough. Burnsy, ex-teammate, coming in there saying no. They want to end this right now. 2-1. Solid's having a great performance. 2016. Stun to going out. If he can make this kill. Can he make this kill, Rel? Yes, he can. Can he get the return?
He's got the return. Is Quicker going to get the capture? He's trying to run all the way home, but he's been shut down. Massive play there. Is that flag going to get returned home?
It's not. You can see their teammate, and that is, I can't even keep track of this, but it looks like he's going to go in favor of Orbit. 2 versus 1. Kappa is not able to kill them. Orbit doing great work. 2 minutes left on the clock. Honestly, this is just so intense. Solid has just been taken down, and so has Burnsy.
It's real back and 2 stuff this now. Once again, we're seeing Orbit on the attack, really trying to apply that pressure to Barage. Nixon did make that flag pull, but immediately got shut down. Quicker's going to get the return. Things balanced out.
What I would like to see from the boys on Barage is, you know, just keep it calm. You've got 2 minutes. Get map control of this pool side. Show them exactly what they need to do. But they need to do it. They need to do it quick. Quicker than you. It's just too quick right now. He's going to climb up, make the double kill. That is excellent play from him, but his teammates not supporting him as well as they could. Quicker is going to pull that flag. Has 1 teammate in hand. However, they could come head-to-head with Anti.
Oh, he's just managed to escape there, and he does get shut down, which means that Anti may have a clean run. It's going to be a one-on-one gunfight. Anti is going to come out on top. He could make this 3-1, and Anti is taking that flag all the way home as Orbit stride ahead now with a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that potentially could have just ended the game. I've got to say, Anti has done exactly what I said he needed to and step it up. He's been a real objective player, actually, Anti, rather than that, you know, calm-collected slayer of the Orbit squad. But Robs is trying to finish this out in great fashion. This is the Orbit team we love and know. Can he make this 4-1? It looks like he's going to do so. That's it. 50 seconds left on the clock. Quicker is still trying to go for this with a flag in hand, but I think that's game over, Rel.
Orbit have just turned up here,
yeah.
and you can see that they're just fired up now. That team of 4 are performing so well. Quicker does get a consolation capture with 30 seconds left on the clock. I'd say technically possible if they got a relay, but realistically, this is going to be an Orbit map.
Yep. 25 seconds left on the clock here. That's closing it out there. I mean, Rel, let's just go over that a little bit. Desui, 26 and 14. I don't think we've given enough love, really, for Desui. He's really stepped it up, and, you know, if he didn't, that could have been the end of Orbit.
Desui with a ridiculous turn on, and he's letting him know. He's letting him know that he got that turn on. So now Orbit have gained some sort of momentum. They've got some traction in this series. This best of 5 is now 2-1 in favor of Barage. Finally, we're seeing something from Orbit. We're seeing what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that they've turned up there. I mean, to see a 3-0 in a grand final, that is not what we want to see. And wow, yes, Quicker still topping the leaderboards for Barage. Desui had a phenomenal series there, really taking it into his own. Got to say, Anti stepped back off the slaying department, turned it a bit more objective, where Desui stepped up, you know, as well. Nixon, 25 and 19. Wow, 3 defends too.
And I've got a question for you here, Momo. Was it the team talk from Gordo that helped them get that victory? Is that what's really spurred them on here?
I mean, potentially it could be. It's got it. They needed something, and it worked for them. So they're going into game number 4. That is going to be BioLab Uplink.
Yes.
Now, Rel,
yeah.
Just remind me what
I know where you're going with this.
Said about BioLab Uplink.
He was saying this was their map. This was going to be probably the one that they're most comfortable of taking, and just off the back of a victory there that they're getting hyped about. You know, they're looking good to take this to a game 5, which would be a great grand final. We can see actually Gordo there, the team manager for Orbit, praising them on the performance there. You know, bigging them up, letting them know they've done a good job, and just to carry it forward. And sometimes that's what's needed. But before we go on to map number 4, which will be Uplink BioLab, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. Do not go anywhere. This is the grand final of the Swedish Championship.
Peggy 18.
Future tech in the game is going to bring all sorts of exciting new things to the player. We have things like the threat detection grenade. I can throw it and see somebody behind a wall, see where the enemies are. We also have this thing called the mobile barricade. It's this big glass shield. You sync to it, and it knows where you're moving. It automatically window shuts down, quickly you shoot, and it goes back up. The directed energy weapons are a pretty cool new class that we've added to the game. It's so powerful, so much fun. On top of that, we have technology like the hover bikes and the hover tanks, things that can go all over terrain, not only hovering on water, but hovering on land. The future tech in the game is actually based on technology that we see today, and we've taken it further. That's one of the things about Call of Duty. It's got to be relatable, got to be believable, but we are taking it to an extent that makes it also fun and new. It's going to change the experience in Call of Duty like never before.
Advanced warfare is the technology of tomorrow in the hands of the player today.
The exoskeleton, it is a game changer. It's the thing that's really ushering in the new era of Call of Duty. You're going to be able to jump really high. You're going to be able to run fast. We're adding cloaking abilities to it. You're going to be able to throw somebody further. You can grab a car door, pull it off the car, use it as a shield. Another exciting part about the exoskeleton is exo abilities. Overdrive is pretty cool because what it does is it makes you go faster, which looks like the world around you is going slower. The exoskeleton will change the game in a bunch of ways, but what we try to do is not to make it complicated. Many times, I mean, it's just one button. So if you're in the exo boost, you know, just press the jump button and you'll jump.
This toolbox that the exo brings to you as the player redefines how you're going to play Call of Duty.
Pre-order now and supercharge your loadout with the advanced arsenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Monster Energy Dreamhack Studios. You are joining myself, Rel, and Momo here in the grand finals, where we are seeing Orbit go up against Barage. So far, a great best-of-5 series. Barage were just looking comfortable to make it a 3-0, but then we just saw Orbit bring it right back on that capture the flag with a phenomenal performance. BioLab Uplink is going to be the next one, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Uplink is a fan favourite of mine to watch and spectate. It's BioLink, Rel likes to call it. It is BioLab Uplink, however. It is going to be exciting, Rel. You know, the 1 point plays I'm going to be excited to see here. We've seen a few times, obviously a few other teams, you know, missing those shots, but this is the best of the best. These guys will not be missing those shots, and it's going to be so important to slay around your team and make those important kills.
All right, well, this is game point here for Barage. If they can win this final map, they will secure themselves 20,000 Swedish krona between them, put on a great show, and it will also mean that they can now compete in the Nordic Championship, where they will be representing Sweden. Orbit, though, fighting their way back into this best-of-5 series off the back of that capture the flag win. You could just see Antti on the far right there, and it was Nixon who was one in, but this is the Barage boys here that you're looking at, and I mean, let's talk about Barage for a little bit. Standout players, standout performances, Momo.
I'm going to say Solid. Solid is lived up to the name.
Okay.
He's been consistent throughout, been slaying when he needs to, been playing objective when he needs to, but all in all, what a great player. And to be honest, I don't know why Orbit, you know, Nixon dropped him.
Well, I was just looking at Robs on the screen there. It's a very nervous-looking Robs who's perspiring quite a bit there as we go into map number 4. There's a lot of pressure riding on Orbit's shoulders. The more professional, you know, they're all representing the team shirts and everything there. Yep. We can see, obviously, Quicker being somewhat of a pickup. And Kappa, you know, you've hyped him. He is the hype man for the team. Maybe an underwhelming performance so far for yourself, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the hype's definitely been there. Kappa on the screen with that Union Jack flag. Just next to him there, adjusting his earphones, is Burnsy, but the man himself, my player to watch on the very left, is Solid. He seems confident. He's ready to go into the map number 4, Biolab Uplink, Rel. All
right, well, all to play for here for both these teams. Orbit fighting to stay in this and take this to a game number 5. What a great grand final that'd be. But Barage, they've no time to mess about. Quicker's got a plane to catch. He's wanting to just take this championship and get out of here. The first opportunity that he's had to take on as well, we were speaking to him before, this is the first grand final that he's ever found himself in, and what a finish this would be for him.
Absolutely. So let's jump on board. We're here with Barage. Solid, my man for the series for sure. Bal 27. I mean, we've seen Quicker uses the ASM1. We've not seen as much Bal play. So let's see what Solid can do.
All right, well, here we go straight away, finding himself in circle. And remember, this is Uplink. This is something that we heard Orbit saying would probably be their strong point. So all things considered, if, you know, of any game mode and map, this is their opportunity to bring this back and take it to a game 5. Solid going to have to do some defensive work here. A heavy push from Orbit.
Yeah, Solid and Quicker, the duo here, really stepping it up. I mean, Orbit got off to a great start. 3 kills. Rob's picking up a double kill himself. I like the way that EMPs are being used in this, you know, Uplink game as well. EMPs are so effective, stops that exo boost, and especially when you need to go for those 2-point plays, can really, really be, you know, a positive way of kind of stopping them.
Well, here we go. It's actually Rob's now with that Uplink drone in hand, keeping it in his possession, making use of the additional armor that it grants you. Thankfully, still alive for Orbit, and he's made this sneaky push. His exo does go down. Big plays from Burnsy there. A double kill with that explosive barrel.
Yeah, looks like they're going for the wrap there. Quicker is, you know, commentating. Quicker's got the pass from Kappa. Quicker could make this a 2-point play. He's going to go for the dive. I'm not sure he's going to make it. Rob says no. Great pass and great talk. Team kind of communication there from the boys on Barage. I love that pass from Kappa.
Oh, and Rob's just sacrificed himself there, thinking, you know what, I'm making sure this drone is going out of bounds. I'm jumping off with it. Burnsy, though, doing some great slaying as that Uplink drone does get reset to the home area. It's going to be Kappa that picks it up first. A great position now. Could go for the throw. He's used that EMP brilliantly.
He's juked him out.
Oh, Kappa.
Kappa is standing up. He is pumping his chest. He is ready to go and ready to take this championship. Just sweet answering back here with a double kill himself. This could be bad news for Orbit. Antti on your screen, ASM1 in hand. 3 minutes 15 left on round number 1, trying to make the difference.
Well, here we go now. Rob's trying to do something for himself. Double positive, 6 kills, 3 deaths. Makes the pass, but Burns is there to take down 2. And he's just completely escaped Rob's here. Rob's in a world of confusion, does go down.
I've got to say here, Burnsy, he's looking good in this grand final here. 6 and 4 right now. Kappa does get taken down. Solid with the double kill himself, answering back 2-0 with only 2 minutes and 50 left on the clock. It is all even. I thought there'd be more points scored, Ralph.
Yeah, you know, both of these teams, high-scoring Uplink teams. I'm quite surprised there's only been 2 points made so far, but it's been, you know, this is what we were talking about. They've had to adapt, and they've really been working on the defensive work here. It's obviously a different map, and in my opinion, probably a bit easier to defend on than comeback, and that's certainly certainly going to be playing a part of it. And here we go. We're still watching Barage. I want to see more of Quicker, though, who is actually going to be the drone carrier.
Yeah, solid. Kappa supporting him with those kills. The drone is going to go into this bottom base area. Could he make the pass to Kappa? Kappa's in a very good position.
Oh, he does.
Throw goes in. Kappa, can he make it? He does get the hit. And he's going to be done 4 points ahead. I've got to say, I mean, every time Kappa makes a great play, the reason that his play just stands still is because he's getting pumped in the studios here.
Yeah, and he's getting really excited, bigging his team up. And this is relays being made now. Quick is actually in control of the uplink drone. Tactical grenade does go out, as does another one. He's found himself between a rock and a hard place. Wisely decides to ditch the uplink drone to reset that armor. He's going to throw out of bounds. And you know what, Momo? That was probably the best decision. He was really caught out of position.
Can't agree more with you. Quicker made a great play. Burnsy with another double kill. 11 kills for his team. Quicker answering back as well. 1 minute 30 on the clock here. However, the drone is in a position where they need to retrieve that. It has gone to the reset right now. 1 minute 30. Let's see what they can do.
Yep, 4 points to their name. Barage looking really good to take this. Orbit have shown glimmers of hope, though. We saw some great slaying early on in this. You know, they're going to have to carry that forward and do something about it. Nixon actually trying to turn the tide now. Does manage to get a 2-point play and bring Orbit right back into this game. One single carry capture is all that separates these two teams now.
Absolutely. Nixon was with some great movement there, dipping and diving, making the double jump into the portal. 1 minute left on the clock on his first side, and it looks like Burnsy's going to be supported by Kappa. Burnsy's still on the go with this drone in hand. He's going to be challenged by one. He's going to turn. No, he's not. Burnsy, what a play!
Burnsy, well in control there. Does get shut down. I don't know if that uplink drone's going to make it much further. It may even go to a reset. Only 8 seconds remain before that's going to go to its original position.
Burnsy did everything he could there. He's having a phenomenal game. However, gotta say to Orbit, they stepped it up. They're going for the wrap here. He's got the support of his team. This could be bad news. It looks like Nixon's been stunned. Anti getting a couple of kills. Quicker trying to answer back. Is he in a position to make a 1-point play? He's missed it.
And he's missed it, and that's really disappointing. 20 seconds left on the clock. He could have brought that to 4-3, but still such a narrow margin between these two teams. Only a single carry capture separates them.
Absolutely. Quicker than you. 14-9, stepping it up for his team. Rel, yet there is only 2 points in this. 8 seconds left to go. Nixon can make a 1-point play. Kappa says no, and Kappa has the drone in hand. Nothing's going to change here. Kappa's getting excited in the studio.
Oh, and Kappa knows that he's on the verge of a championship here and being titled Swedish champions, at least for now. And it's a really close game, this Momo. I said this in the previous Capture the Flag, but this balance is on the edge of a knife, on a knife edge, so to speak. Only 2 points separating them as we go into the second side. Orbit really need to do something special now. They are down and out if they cannot win this second side of Uplink Biolab.
Absolutely. Now, I'm just going to say, let's stay on board with Orbit. They are currently down, but let's give them some love. These are the favourites going into this tournament. Could this be an upset? Could Barage take this final map?
Okay, well, it's Robs who's going to be making the early push now. And, not only do they have the point advantage, but Barage are in such a better position here because all they technically have to do is defend. They don't necessarily need to go for more captures. Robs is just going to make sure that Barage can't extend the lead.
I've just got to say, Robs is actually passing his teammate Desui here. Bit of a free throw, and Desui made an important choice there. Yeah, he sacrificed his life, but you've got to say, I think it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and when you're stuck in a situation like that, it's important, even though that you're down on points, not to overextend yourself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You've still got to work on your defensive positioning, and they're doing just that. So they're taking it slow, but they are making those necessary pushes. And I've got to say, the second half so far, Orbit are the better team.
Oh, absolutely. Nixon making a big play there, stomping his opponent solid, and it looks like Nixon's going for more of a diverse route. Well, 3 players coming into the middle. Burnsy and Kappa doubling up. Burnsy taking that point here. They have wrapped around well. This potentially could be a 2-point gameplay.
I think, is he going to go for the throw? No, he's just going straight for those 2 points. And that is going to be Burnsy now, the ex-Orbit player doing work for Barage. And, as we said, there's this, of course, friendly, but still grudge match between some of these players. And as they meet in the grand final, it doesn't get more serious than this.
Absolutely. I mean, just kind of rewinding a little bit there. That capture there, all his teammates died, and it was he was on his own there to make that cap. But it looks like another play is going to be made. It's going to be Anti with a 2-point play. We are down to just 1 carry cap with 3 minutes left to go, Rel.
Yep, this is it again. And I've got to say this once again. Even though we have seen a 2-point capture there by Barage, Orbit are looking the stronger team for this second half. Anti there, managing to pick up some kills. It's Nixon who's in control once again of that uplink drone. So many times have we seen him making the big plays with it.
Yeah, the great thing about this is looking on the scoreboard, there is no one who's excelling. Every single person is holding their weight right now. Desui with the drone in hand, has the support of his team. It looks like just going to be stuck.
He doesn't know where to go.
He's in a hard position. He doesn't know where to go, but he's going to be faced by Quicker with a double kill. He's going to get the drone, but which way is he going to go?
Okay, well, he's making this push now through purple, and he could actually do some damage here. He's actually just biding some time, allowing his teammates to make this push and go for the flank around.
Yeah, with only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, I like the play that he's gone. He's basically told his team to leave the drone a second, slay around it. If they get the opportunity to progress, then do it. But all 3 players on the purple roof here, solid. What a player we have seen this weekend from this gentleman. Quicker with a drone in hand. As you can see, Burnsy picking up another kill. Quicker has the potential for a 1-point play here.
And he really, really wants to go for it, but he just knows that it would get intercepted if he went for the throw. Oh, his Exo is taking some damage. However, 3 kills made there by Barage. It's up to Nixon to stop this.
Nixon goes down.
Nixon does go down. Quicker could actually make this a 2-point capture, which he does as that lead extends now 8-4, double the score.
I've just seen potentially the favourites of the tournament, Team Orbit. This could be bad news for them, Rel. I mean, you've got to feel for them with only 1 minute 30 left on the clock. They need 2 points, both dunks needed. However, Kappa again has the drone in hand.
Oh, there's certainly time, though. There's certainly time for Orbit to bring this back.
Definitely.
I mean, I've got to say, Barage are now picking up these important kills. Kappa's actually got a great opportunity to go for a push as we still see that kill feed going in Barage's favor. Here we go. Kappa is going for the 1-point throw, and he gets it, making it 9-4, and the lead is just slipping further and further away. Anti, the only player left for Orbit to actually do something here.
I've got to say there, Kappa, once again, objective base, didn't go for the 2-point, wasn't greedy, got the 1 point, 1 minute left on the board. Nixon trying to answer back. He's got to do something special, not kill his teammate Desui, and Kappa's got to capitalize on that. The drone is in hand, and that is 10-4 in favor of Barage now. You can see the faces on the players getting very, very excited here. Robs, he's doing everything he can, Rel.
Yeah, it's just a snowball effect from here on in. Barage have got this momentum behind them now, and it's almost like this constant stream of pressure that they're applying to Orbit, and in time and time again, they're just getting these 1-point captures, or at least taking a pop shot at it. But here we go. Nixon knows that he needs to go for a 2-point play alongside his teammate. They're going to have to settle for a 1-point play with 34 seconds left on the clock and 5-point difference. I think it's too little too late. I think this might be the end for Orbit.
Absolutely, 30 seconds. They needed the 2-point play there, and even then, it's a very tough mountain to climb. Quicker, he's just taking the high road on top purple there with his ASM1, still picking players off 25 and 19. Burnsy has turned up. Burnsy and Solid ex-Orbit players have taken it back right now, and wow, what a grand final we have just seen. Kappa and Solid. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
What a game, Rel.
It's going to close out with a 10-5 victory here on the Biolab Uplink. Some great play there for Barage. Collectively as a team really worked hard for that. And in the early stages, that was anybody's game. Well done to your champions there. Barage are going to be walking away Swedish champions. Congratulations being shown there by Gordo, and of course the great sportsmanship. But what a valiant effort there by Orbit. Brycey, you've been watching that game in the back. Tell me what you thought of it.
Honestly, that was just incredible all the way through. I didn't think it could actually turn around halfway through that. I thought, oh my goodness, this could be an Orbit comeback, but no, the firepower from Barage really kind of settled it down. I mean, there we go, the Swedish Championships. It will be Barage Esports that will take this one. What a fantastic play from them. Coming all the way through the tournament, fighting their way through the bracket. They've looked strong, they've finished strong.
Yep, and we were saying before, that was Quicker's first grand final, and what a way to seal the deal there with a 3-1 victory against arguably the favourites going into this. Orbit, of course, going to be disappointed, but should walk away with a heads held high. Second place, not too shabby.
No, it certainly is not. However, I would actually like to welcome the leader of the Barage squad to the main desk for an interview. So we're going to get him over here for a winning interview with that player. But I mean, unbelievable play, right? I mean, they look very, very strong. Could be Nordic champions in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some tough competition, but it's a really strong team, right, Momo?
Absolutely. I mean, there's got to be a lot of focus on the UK player Quicker. However, I've got to switch that over. Your hype man Kappa, Solid has been so consistent, and I just don't understand, you know, how these guys can go, you know, can lose a game. They're looking so strong right now, but you've got to remember, I just like that rivalry. Burnsy and Solid have kind of come back, answered back to Orbit and proven a point. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I believe Quicker than you is ready to come join us here on the desk. He's just making his way over here, still busy celebrating with his team at the moment.
He's been on here more than you, Bryce.
He certainly has. I mean, it's been fantastic from him all this weekend, but once again, joining us, congratulations, my friend. How does that feel?
That feels immense, honest to God. Like, I didn't expect this at all. If you told me 10 days ago I'd be the Swedish champion, like, I don't know what to say.
Well, okay, so you've been playing since early this morning. Could you imagine standing here playing, playing your first game? Is this what you visualised?
I don't know, like, there was a lot of hype surrounding Orbit, and we knew that that'd be our toughest competition. Didn't expect to win that comfortably, but we got there in the end and we won.
Okay, so will there be any celebrations tonight with you and the team?
I don't know. I mean, I've got a flight in like 7 hours, so...
How many flights again? How many flights have you got home?
No, I've got 2 this time.
Oh, 2 flights home this time.
Not as bad as
so that's an early flight for you, so not an awful lot of time to celebrate. You've actually got to get some sleep and get home.
I need to be at the airport for 5 a.m, so... I don't know.
I'm trying not to take pleasure in your misery, but it is quite funny. So, you've not only won, you now have a chance to be the Nordic champions. How do you think your chances are there?
I didn't expect to be the winner here, so I don't know how much we're going to play together, but we're going to have to put in a shift if we're going to, win the event. Okay, so this is my next question, right? How are you going to practice for that next championship? That's what I mean. Like, I've got other priorities with Team Infuse, so I said to the guys before I joined, that's the main priority, and that's going to have to come first. Are you considering maybe putting a little bit more time in now that you won something? Yeah, I've got to. Like, there's a good shot at winning this event as well, so I don't see why not. Oh, fair enough. So when did you kind of realise that you'd be the Swedish champions for Call of Duty? When do you think we've got this? When we went 2-0 up. Do you not get a little bit worried in the capture the flag? Nah, I watched them in CTF all event and they were beating everyone on it, so I was kind of expecting that they give us a tough CTF and they beat us quite comfortably on that as well, so yeah. I was expecting it. No, fair enough. You guys got any kind of questions for him? Well, I mean, for me, first Sweden, potentially Nordic region next, then the world. Would you ever consider actually playing consistently or permanently in a foreign team? I've always been open to it. I never thought the opportunity would come about, but it's definitely something that I'd be interested in. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, we could see the smiles all around there, but yeah, it's quite interesting to know. I'm going to say, first of all, obviously, congratulations to Quicker, and to kind of come over here and make a stamp. He's kind of made a name for himself almost among the Swedish community, so, a player to be reckoned with. But obviously, he has got Team Infuse to go back to, but can he be a Swedish champion? Can he be a Nordic champion? I'm quite confident in that. But the question that I would ask yourself, obviously, you've got to go back and you've got to play for Infuse, but you're back here in 2 weeks' time. Is there anything you've got to work on? Is there a game type, maybe the capture the flag that you're going to work on? Yeah, 100%. I noticed a lot of flaws in our CTF game. Our uplink, surprisingly, was quite consistent. I thought there was going to be a lot of mistakes in our uplink just because of the lack of competition against top UK teams. But we seemed really good on it, really strong. But the CTF needs work, 100%. Well, I've actually got a few replays of kind of your winning moments here. How did it kind of to feel to have what essentially is quite a big win with a team you're not used to playing with? Honestly, I don't know how it feels. Like, I'm blown away. I love that pass. Is this your best moment in gaming so far? That was a great pass. Best moment in gaming. It's definitely up there with qualifying for champs. That was. So this is a big win for you. Yeah, 100%. First LAN win. Well, there we go. That's fantastic for you. I'm really happy that you've kind of come over here. I'm really rating your chances in the Nordic qualifiers as well, so I'm going to be rooting for you at the same time. Guys, any kind of closing statements from you? I just want to ask, is Kappa probably the loudest player that you've played with? 100%. Yeah. I've never seen someone get so excited. I don't know what he's saying. He shouts a lot and it brings a smile to your face, but yeah, it's great to sort of see that kind of hype man in a team. So just from me, again, congratulations. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on the stage. I'm going to actually shake your hand. Congratulations, my friend. Go celebrate with your team. So, there we go. That has been the Swedish champions will be Barage Esports. So, tonight and today was the Swedish Championship. 2 weeks' time, 7th of June, will be the Nordic qualifiers. Join us right here for that. And then just after that, at Dreamhack, we're actually going to have the international team, which has still not been announced. So, keep an eye out for that as well. We'll be playing the winner of that Nordic qualifier. But what a fantastic night. I'd like to personally thank Rel and Momo. You guys have been bringing the action in an amazing fashion. Lots of fans for you guys at home, the VP Brothers on Twitter, or ol_wit. I've been Brycey. And by the way, the winners for that Twitter contest will be announced tonight. So make sure you're following at Dreamhack for your chance to win the DLC codes. That's been all. This has been the Swedish Championship. We'll see you next time.